Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and I'm running a solo video tonight. Jordy lives in Oklahoma, and they had like a tornado out there today. They had like really crazy weather, and it got pretty wild earlier. He was texting me, and I was kind of keeping in touch, making sure everything was cool. And he's fine, but right as we were putting together the video, his power started surging again. He kept getting disconnected, and now his power is just out. So the storm blew through, but there's like another wave of it coming. So I don't think it's supposed to be as bad, but still, I'm just putting out the picks that I had. He was still kind of in the middle of doing his research, so if he had picks, I'm sure he would just have me put them out for him. But anyways, I got these picks after he let me know his power was out, so we weren't even deep into our research yet. But we're going to be talking about the NBA slate for Sunday, April 28th. We have 4 more games. It's been a fun weekend so far with these playoff games landing where, Saturday we have 4 games. So we have basketball all day. I like that they're starting it at 1 p.m. Eastern. So we got basketball all day. I'm going to try to get through this relatively quick because I have an early morning tomorrow for church. It's going to be just like an early rehearsal. So I got to get there, I got to be up relatively soon. So I'm going to try to get through these pretty quick. If you've never tried Prize Picks, though, use the promo code to my left here, and they're going to give you a deposit match. And if you haven't signed up for Underdog, which is we're going to be covering Prize Picks and Underdog picks in this video, just use code BACKDOOR when you're signing up for Underdog, just one word, and they're going to give you a deposit match and some instant pick'em specials. And I've been having a blast with Underdog. Like I mentioned in the last video, I've just been finding more value on there. Prize Picks has really tightened things up throughout the playoffs, and there are just certain players like deeper into the benches of teams that Prize Picks won't even offer that Underdog is giving you, and they're giving you good lines on them too. So if you want to sign up for either of those, there's a link in the description of the video for both of those with the codes attached as well, so you can get all that in there. These are the plays I'm going to be covering. I like Josh Hart over 14.5 points. Just going with his points alone. I'll get into why. And then I'm taking that line on Prize Picks and Underdog here. We're getting at 14.5. Tyrese Haliburton, I like his PRA. On Prize Picks, it's at 34. I still like it to go over, but we're getting it a half point cheaper on Underdog at 33.5, which is nice. I still like it at 34, though. I'll get into why as well. Before we break these down, though, just want to tell you guys about Daily Grind. They're our official partner, and I'm just going through the Discord for the graphics because it's just easier when I'm running solo, so I don't have to put all this time into editing later. But if you use code BACKDOOR, you get 25% off. Just one word, but the DFS Optimizer is the tool we use day in and day out to vet all of our picks. This is it right here that I'm on. I'll just actually clear this so you guys can see a little bit of what it looks like. So yeah, you've got like your main screen here, and then it just shows you. I have it set to overs right now, just so I don't have to like go through a bunch of unders, because I take unders sometimes, but throughout the playoffs right now, I've been just looking for overs that catch my eye more so. So I have it set specifically to overs, but yeah, it just puts them in order, what they think are the best plays to hit. And it color codes everything, and then it shows you the odds that they're giving it, that they're giving each play. And it shows you the odds of all these other platforms, DraftKings, BetMGM, Caesars. So it just puts everything in one place for you, makes it easy. And then you can just search a player. So I was searching Haliburton to just look at his lines, because I use this to vet plays too. And then it gives me all of his plays that they like in order. Then they show you what Prize Picks is giving it to you at. And you can use this for, you can see up top here, Prize Picks, Underdog, Parlay Play, Better, Boom, Dabble. Like they cover everything on here. Sleeper. So anyways, if you guys want to check this tool out, they'll give you 25% off your first month when you use code BACKDOOR. All right, let's get into these recap real quick, because we got to celebrate the recap. We got a sweep on Prize Picks and a sweep on Underdog. Similar plays, but slightly different. So on Underdog, I took Michael Porter Jr. over 8.5 rebounds and assists. We got on this early, so we were able to get it on Prize Picks at that line too. It got bumped up to 9 later. He went for 12. He cashed that. Nikola Jovic, We took him for over 7.5 points because they weren't giving us the points and rebounds on underdog. He went for 12 points, so he cashed. Josh Giggity, he went for more than 13 points. He went for like 21 points, I think. It's just showing, it must have just like showed the cash at 13, but he had a good game, just like Jordy predicted. On the road, we took it over 9.5, that cashed. And then Max Strus on underdog, we took his first quarter assist because they didn't have his full game assists, and he cashed that. On Prize Picks, very similar ticket, but we took Nikola Jovic. I hope I'm saying that right. We took his points and rebounds at 13, and he went for 23. Had a great game. Max Strus, 2.5 assists is what we took on Prize Picks. That cashed. And then Giggity again, 9.5 points. Prize Picks is showing that he went for 21 points. And then Michael Porter Jr., once again, we got it at 8.5. So it felt good to get a couple of sweeps. We've been overdue. It's been rough. I'm not going to lie. We've been finding ways to break even in our Discord with some like 2-man power plays and whatnot. But for the most part, we want to be getting you guys picks that you can enjoy and not be bummed out at the end of the day. So we're trying our best. We appreciate you guys, just weathering the storms with us as we figure out these playoff rotations, which have been so frustrating for some teams. Especially the Suns in my case, like a guy like Nurkic, who is someone who went for 31 rebounds earlier this season in a single game, and he's just sitting on the bench while we're playing against Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. I just don't get it. So some of these very questionable, we were dealing with that same type of stuff with Valanciunas. I know he got hurt in that last game, but same with him. It's like, why aren't you giving these monster big men like minutes when they can be a powerhouse on the inside? So anyways, we got it right this time. Felt good to get the sweep. We want to keep it rolling. I hope these 2 picks cash for you. We would put out more if we can. If you follow us on our socials, they're all in the link in the description of the video. I put out a 2-man power play on X this morning. I like going on X because I can do a thread and break it down with screenshots of Outlier and DG Fantasy and stuff. So if you want some extra free plays, just go follow us on our socials, because we're always posting extra plays that are just a little extra bone we're throwing to the socials when we don't have time to put out a full video. All right, so sorry for that long intro. Let's get into it. Josh Hart, 14.5 points. So I like this a lot, and I went with his points and rebounds in that last time we took Josh Hart, and he 0.5'd us. It was a real bummer. He went for 26. We took it at 26.5. But the points have been solid still. He's gone over this line 4 out of his last 5 games. And if you take a little bit of a closer look here, 3 of these last 5 have been obviously against Philly. And he's gone for 20 or more in every single game. But if we use Outlier here to zoom in a little further, we can go to the head-to-head tab. You can see he's done this in 4 straight matchups against Philly. So this goes even back into March. He's just always been able to show out and score a lot against Philly. It's just a really good matchup for him. So he's got 4 straight matchups against them with 20 or more points. He's gone over it, 5 out of his last 7 matchups against Philly. So I feel good about him getting the points done. It's an important game. They would love to get control of this thing as soon as they can, and we know he's a huge pivotal part of what they're doing. Let's see. So take a look at his minutes here. Averaging a ton of minutes, 42.8 minutes a game over the last 5, 3.8 fouls. So even with getting in a little bit of foul trouble, it's clearly not affecting his minutes. Shooting 51% from the field on 12.6 attempts. We love that. Shooting 50% from 3 right now. It's been so awesome to see him emerge and totally step up in such a serious, it's like this is a big stage for them with that team. And so very excited to see Josh Hart thriving right now. But yeah, 50% from 3 on 5.6 attempts. So averaging almost 3 3-pointers a game. So I feel great about this play at just 14.5. Definitely going to be taking the over here. And let's take a look at this on DG real quick. I know I have it on here. I'll just type him in real fast. Sorry, it's updating. Points. Okay, so they currently have this favored slightly to the under. So go with your gut. If it's too spicy for you, they've got some other options that are juiced to go over. As far as like rebounds and assists at 16, they like that on DG. But yeah, they've got this slightly favored to the under. So if you're uncomfortable with it, just fade it. They have it at a minus 129 with a 52.56% odds to hit the under. I'm not totally sure what they're thinking there. It could just be where the line is set at. The matchup is middle of the road. We've been watching him do it against this team regularly. Let's take a look at the injury report. I mean, Mitchell Robinson game time decision, but I don't think that's going to affect his scoring too much. So go with your gut. I'm taking it. I'm very comfortable with it, but we always want to let you know what the optimizer's saying. All right, so let's move on. Let's take a look at this over-under real quick. 209 over-under, 76ers favored by 4.5. So, I mean, we've gotten plenty of sample size, like a decent sample size of what this matchup looks like. It's going to be another great game, in my opinion. It's been absolutely awesome, this series so far. Both teams just showing out and putting it together. All the stars are stepping up. It's been awesome. It's been really good basketball. So yeah, I feel good about him going over on this, but go with your gut. And obviously we're getting that same line on underdog. Let's talk about Tyrese Haliburton for a minute. Might as well real quickly look at this over under. We have a 216.5 over under. Pacers favored by 9.5. I think that's because Damian Lillard is out. Let's see if we have any updates on that. Game time decision, doubtful though. It's looking like it's something to do with his Achilles. That's such a bummer. He was just balling out and giving them a shot to, maybe advance even without Giannis against like just a surging Pacers team. But I do like Haliburton to get this done. I don't really think we're going to see the type of blowout that would, send him and the starters to the bench super early. I think he can get this done. Because if you look at first look, it's like, okay, 33.5, and that's just underdog. We're taking it at 34 on Prize Picks. But yeah, at first glance, you're like, oh my God, 5 of 10. That's not that great. But then if you take a look, one thing I love about Outlier, you can just switch to just home games since he's playing at home. It doesn't look much better on here immediately, but here's what I like when we go to the head-to-head. First of all, the head-to-head in general, he matches up well against his team. He's gone over 6 out of 8 matchups. The one time he went for 34, that would be a push on the line we're getting on Prize Picks, but I'm still comfortable with it. I still feel safe about it. But if we look at the head-to-heads at home, it's almost a perfect 45 across the board for PRA. So 45, 45, 44. Playing at home makes a difference, and he shows out in front of these fans. He's gotten double-doubles in every matchup against Milwaukee when they're playing in Indiana. So this goes way back to last November, January, and then recently in April. So we have that consistency from him, and I think he's going to show out again. And he was just playing with a fire in that last game. So I like to jump on this at just 33.5 or 34. The matchup is not really that difficult. Assists allowed, yeah, it's a little bit tighter, just barely above average, but it's a pretty soft matchup overall. The Bucks are 28th in points allowed to point guards, 23rd in rebounds allowed, and 8th in assists allowed. But we just saw him drop 16 on them assists-wise, 12 in the matchup at home before that. So you guys can see why I really like this play. Averaging 39.3 minutes over that haul, but let's take a look at the last 5 for this in particular. Averaging 33.3 minutes, but you can see that last game, he just went for 45.8 minutes. Obviously, we had a little bit of overtime in there, and that was such a fantastic game. We're going to need Middleton to really step up with, potentially sounding like Lillard's out. So Middleton sent that game to overtime. It was just super awesome. I thought he was going to do it again, and then Haliburton just put the stamp on it. So Feeling good about this. If you guys do want to check out this app, Outlier, there's a link in the description of the video. It's really simple. Just click that link and you'll get 7 days to try it out for free and see how you like it. But definitely take advantage of all these little gadgets on here, because it really shows you a different perspective when you take a look at the home games versus the away games and the matchups head to head and whatnot. And you can also get into like with or without players. Like if I want to jump on here and take a look at Chris Middleton without Damian Lillard in the game, I could remove Damian Lillard from the equation on this app, and it'll show me what Chris Middleton does when Damian Lillard's not in the game. It's really awesome, all the data they give you. So take advantage of that free trial if nothing else. All right, so last thing, we'll just look at the optimizer. Sorry, I'm moving a little bit slow tonight. I'm so drained. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. So the DFS optimizer has this slightly favored over at 34. It's at 50.18% odds to hit the over at a -116, so it's pretty much a 50-50 shot. We've got some as high as a -140 to go over, and some as low as -113, which is technically kind of favoring the under a little bit more. So go with your gut if you don't like either of these. But let's take a look at on Underdog real quick. Okay, so at the 33.5, they like it a lot more. This is why I don't mind it at 34. So they have it all the way up at a 52.88% odds to hit the over, and it's all the way up at a -132. And we have, again, all the way up to -140, -138. No one's favoring it. Well, we do have one platform favoring it at like a 50-50 shot, even at 33.5. Just go with your gut. I think he's going to try to just like really show out again and get this done. And the dude just has a perfect rating against them in that building. So I think he's going to get it done again. Feeling good about all of these. If you guys are interested in checking out our Discord, there's a link in the description. It just goes through our Patreon, and you can come and join us. We have a lot of fun in here. I was getting a lot of heat about my sons. They were ganging up on me, if I'm honest. Some of those guys might need to be in a little timeout here pretty soon. But we have a lot of fun, and check it out. We had a really good night. Everybody was cashing on two-mans, and there's some of the underdog and whatnot. Like, it was a good night. We needed it. It felt really good to just as a community be cashing on all these, because we were all in on a lot of these together. So when we were all hitting, it was just kind of nice for the community to be like, finally we had a good night after somewhat of a bumpy start to the playoffs. So if you guys want to come join us, if you decide to join, it's really simple. Just go through that Patreon link, and once you sign up, hop into the community chat, let us know you're new, and we'll kind of show you around. But last thing before I get out of here, if you want to check out any of the other platforms we're associated with, you already know about Underdog. We just signed with Sleeper, so if you use code BackdoorFS, they're going to give you a deposit match up to $500, which is awesome. And I've been noticing the more I've been playing Sleeper lately, they have some lines on there that you don't find anywhere else. I go a little bit smaller on Sleeper because there's no flex play. That's my only thing about Sleeper. Like if they just added a flex play, it would be insane. But because I like to have that little bit of insurance, if not all your plays hit. They don't offer that, but they do offer you really good lines. So there are just some alt lines on there that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're giving this to me, and they're giving me a pretty decent multiplier for it too. So if you guys want to check that out, just make sure you use code BackdoorFS. Once again, there's a link in the description of the video, and also Chalkboard. Just use code BACKDOOR for 100% deposit match. Chalkboard's awesome. It's kind of like Sleeper in the sense that you can adjust some of your lines. You can adjust a lot more lines on Chalkboard than you can on Sleeper. That's what I love about it. You can really they'll let you just crank the multiplier, and you can make a two-man that's worth like 8 or 9x sometimes that you feel pretty comfortable about. So just use code BACKDOOR, and they'll give you a 100% deposit match up to $100. And they also they have the flex play. So theirs is called the shield play. You can, adjust your lines to whatever you want, and then you don't even have to hit all of them. After you have the freedom to set your own lines, you don't even have to hit all of them. So it's awesome. We use all 4 of these. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Good luck. I hope you have a great night. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button on the way out. Give us a little like. Thankfully, we got the sweep, so let's celebrate. Let's get the likes up on this video. We appreciate you guys as always. Have a good Sunday, and we'll catch you in the next one.